Today, we're going back to Halloween's past, exactly 1 year ago when I decided to read horror graphic novels until I got scared in my Halloween costume at my brother's house. During someone's dark Vic? Vic? Is that you? I'm out of here. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel for those of you who visit often. For all you newbies out there, I'm Alora, and this is Alora's. Welcome to our spooky season shenanigans. So, today, we're going back to Halloween's past, exactly 1 year ago when I decided to read horror graphic novels until I got scared in my Halloween costume at my brother's house. I discovered this footage a few weeks ago and I rewatched it and I was like, hey, it's cute and I'm recommending some good books, so it's still worth sharing. So, grab yourself some Halloween candy, get cozy, and let's go back in time. Y'all, your girl has been going through a reading slump. I don't want to name names. I don't name names and I don't reveal my sources, but y'all, the scares have not been scaring. I tried several books and they just were not hitting. I'm in a reading slump and I'm so disappointed that I'm in a reading slump during my favorite season, spooky season. But it's okay. I got me and I got y'all. I decided to do what I always do when I'm in a reading slump, my cure for a reading slump, and that is, drumroll please, graphic novels. Graphic novels are perfect to get you through a reading slump. They're quick to get through, they have imagery, and for me, they sit on the intersection between cinema and literature. So today, we're gonna be reading horror graphic novels until we get scared. Yes, but we're gonna do this readathon with a twist. I'm gonna be wearing my Halloween costume. And you'll never guess what it is because it's very specific, but you'll see, and depending on what day it is today, happy Halloween. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to change to my costume. Hello, this is my Halloween costume. I am a vampire club kid from the 90s going to a party at the Palladium. As you can see, my fangs are gone. Y'all, I can't talk with those things. So we're just gonna do this and pretend I have fangs. But yeah, that's what I am. A vampire club kid going to a party at the Palladium in the 1990s. Anyway, on to what graphic novels we're going to be reading. So I have 4 graphic novels here. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these. So I'm going to just read them until I get scared or just get through as many as possible. So first, let me tell you what we'll be reading. And then, I'm sorry, this mask is blinding me too. This costume looks fabulous, but not practical. I can't breathe. I sound like Britney Spears. And I can't see, make my eyes water, but I look cute. So let's just go with it. Go with it, guys. And the twins are sitting. Anyway, so first book, Fangs by Sarah Anderson. This is kind of like, it's about a vampire who falls in love with a werewolf. You know, I know I'm supposed to be reading horror graphic novels until I get scared. And I know this is probably not going to scare me, but you guys know, you should know Alora by now. I need some romance. So I decided to do this readathon in like light to dark and scary. So we're going to start off with Fangs by Sarah Anderson. Then one of my favorite books, one of my favorite movies of all time. I've never read the I never read the graphic novel. This is my first time reading the comic. It's The Crow by James O'Barr. It has a very, very sad backstory about how he created this, but I heard this is masterful, and I love me some Brandon Lee, and I love the original Crow. The original. And so we're going to read this after things. The Crow by James O'Barr. Go look up the story behind this. But I love this movie, so I can't wait to jump into this. I never read the comic for it. And then, okay, so it's getting darker after things. Then we're going to go with Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. This is actually, I actually have an old copy of the novel version of this, but this is a graphic novel adaptation. I guess I should tell you what these books are about. So this is Fangs by Sarah Anderson. It's the blurb just says a love story between a vampire and werewolf. Knowing Sarah Anderson, I expect this to be hilarious. So like I said, it's going from light to dark and scary. So yeah, we'll get into what this is about when I read it. The Crow by James O'Barr but I watch The Crow every Halloween. That's my tradition. I love Brandon Lee. I love that movie. It speaks to, I'm not a traditional goth. I don't dress in like all black and all everything, but it speaks to my gothic heart. It speaks to my closeted gothic heart. I love that movie. So I'm excited to jump into the source material behind it. But basically the story is about this guy and this couple who was attacked brutally on I forgot what it's called. That night before Halloween, or in Detroit, where people just go trashing and burning things. I forgot what the name of that night is. Devil's Night or something like that. Yeah, on Devil's Night, this couple is attacked, and they kill the girlfriend and the boyfriend. And the following year, he comes back as a revenant, and he's brought back to life by this crow to seek exact revenge on all the people who killed his beloved. And he cannot rest again and go back to his grave until he kills them all. Watch the movie. It's really good. I can't wait to read this. So, and then, so we started off light. We're getting a little darker. And then we're going to do Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I actually have an old edition of the novel that this was adapted from. But I'm going to read the comic adaptation, obviously, today. And I'm going to read the back for you. Cougar and Dark's Pandemonium Shadow Show howls into Greentown, Illinois, at 3 a.m, a week before Halloween. Under its carnival tents are a mirror maze that steals wishes, a carousel that promises eternal life in exchange for your soul, the Dust Witch who unerringly foresees your death, and Mr. Dark, the illustrated man who has lived for centuries off the misery of others. Only two boys, Will Holloway and Jim Nightshade, recognize the dark magic at work and have a plan to stop this ancient evil if it doesn't kill them first. Why do I have the mic over there? I just realized this whole time. This is so spooky season friendly. I'm sure the autumnal elements in here are off the hook. I cannot wait to read this, and I feel like we're going a little darker. We started off with Fangs the Crow, and now we're going Something Wicked This Way Comes. And last but not least, we have Allie by Junji Ito, and he's like the mastermind of horror manga, and this looks terrifying. So that's why I'm saving it for last. If we're going from light to the scariest, I'm gonna read the back. Every night a young man hears children playing outside his boarding house. That's already creeping me out. You know how I feel about ghosts, y'all. But the alley below his window is fenced off from the world. Then, when a young woman's family starts acting strangely at the same time, she begins having bizarre dreams. She decides to stay with her aunt. But the town she heads for has neither address nor roads. Also, an all-you-can-eat ice cream bus that's more sinister than sweet. Legendary horror author Junji Ito presents 10 blood-curdling short stories. So, do I have to say more? So I don't know how many I'm gonna get to because it's like already 10 o'clock at night, but this is supposed to be a late night Halloween scary readathon. So you guys ready? Let's read until we get scared. And as you can see, my costume, always use a coaster. As you can see, my costume is slowly coming undone. I just can't, I mean, cute mask, not practical. I couldn't see anything. So again, we're just pretending I'm still a vampire. This was so cute. It was such a quick read like I expected. I finished it in like 15 minutes. And of course I wasn't scared. I didn't get scared, and I knew I wouldn't get scared. It was kind of like a buffer before I terrify myself and hate myself for it later. And I had to throw a little romance in there. You guys know, your girl Alora. Anyway, this was so cute, and it was giving like hipster monster couple living in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Those of you who live in New York, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I loved how it kind of was like a story of two outcasts in society, two misunderstood beings kind of bonding over their monstrosity in a cute way, like a full moon night. He's like a wolf, and they're sleeping cuddled in her coffin. How she goes out in the day, she dresses in all black with an umbrella and a veil, and goes out in the day because she still wants to spend time with him. And they kind of like compliment each other. Like, she's a complete monster. She's evil. She's a complete monster, but he accepts her for who she is because he can understand he's a werewolf. It was just really, 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 really cute. I love how they did it. I recommend, if you wanted like a really cute short read to get your mind off things and you want to laugh, there's a lot of funny moments in it, like I knew there would be, because Sarah Anderson is hilarious. And I would just recommend it. It was like a 15-minute read. It's really, really quick and cute, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Okay, now we're starting to get darker, so on to The Crow. Okay. I am creeped out, but not in the traditional horror not in the traditional horror genre way. Okay, this has to come with I would be irresponsible if I did not say this. This has to come with a huge trigger warning. It is extremely violent. Remember, this was written during someone's dark period. Vic? Vic? Yeah. Is that you? I'm out of here. Yeah. Okay, I am starting to get freaked out because Vic is in the living room eating, and like the sound of it made me think someone's in this room with me. So, like I said, I guess this successfully creeped me out, even though it's not like traditional horror. Anyway, like I was saying, I would be irresponsible if I did not say this should come with a trigger warning. It's very dark. It's very violent. That's where the trigger warning needs to come in. It's very, very violent. And remember, it was written during a time someone was in a very dark place and grieving. And there's just like, and it was written in the 80s, so there's some things that I'm like, that didn't age well. But again, The Crow will always be my favorite movie. The movie is much different from the comic. The comic is much more violent. So yeah, I don't know, if you're like in a depressed, dark place, it would be irresponsible for me to say, yes, read this for spooky season. It's just like, again, masterful work, is done well. It's just like, yeah, very violent. So you know what? I'm gonna take a pause on this because I'm not in the place to read something this violent right now. So I think, even though I'm already a little creeped out, we're gonna move into Alley. And then I think I'm gonna end it here tonight, okay? Because it's almost like midnight. All right, bye. Okay, the story about the kids playing in the alley is already freaking me out. I think I am officially scared now. So this guy, Ishida, moved into a new apartment, and the first night he sleeps there, he hears playing in the alleyway, and he goes to look out the window, but he notices the alleyway is blocked off by a big wall, and for some reason not known to man, I don't understand why he would do this. He climbs out of his window and attempts to climb to look over the wall, and of course almost falls to his death. Yeah, Ishida. So I was like, with that part, but then the daughter who used to live there is like, oh yeah, the kids playing in the alley, I used to hear that all the time when I lived in this apartment. Girl, what? So I'm gonna finish reading to see how this ends, but officially I'm creeped out. Yeah. Y'all, I am officially tapping out of this challenge, okay? I have successfully spooked myself, so much so I have Vic off to the side, sitting next to me while I finish off this video. So, this is what did me in. I got 2 stories in and I was just like, nope. So the first one was about ghost children coming out of the wall and killing people in the alleyway. The next one was people committing suicide and falling out of the sky. And it was like one person causing it, and she was like floating in the air, tendrils of her hair all like floating in suspense. I was like, okay, no. I know. I think I made the mistake by not starting with this, Something Wicked This Way Comes. I'm not going to end up reading it tonight because I'm already spooked and I'm tired. But I will probably read it on my way home Sunday. I should have started with this because I feel like it has the autumnal vibes. Halloween, kind of creepy, but not being like completely super horror. I'm learning something about myself with this challenge. I am not a super horror person, but I thought it was fun. And you know, you guys can look up these books and see if they scare you as much as they did me. They probably won't. You can call me a punk ass bitch if you want to. It's fine. I'm admitting I'm tapping out of this challenge.
She's stopping because she's scared. I was eating a bag of nachos and she thought it was in the room. You should see her come running out the room because she heard a bag crinkling. She thought it was somebody from the book, I guess.
And on that note, that is the end of my failed horror graphic novel readathon, spookathon. But at least I'm out of my reading slump because I'm reading again. And I officially got scared. What did I say earlier? I said the scares weren't scaring. Well, they did tonight. Leave a comment below if you're reading any scary books. Has there been any books you come across during spooky season that made you, get the shiver me timbers? But until next time, yours truly, Alora.